Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. And today, Monday, we're going with another truck showcase. And as you know me, I like old trucks. And I'm willing to give just about any mod of an older truck a run. And in this one, it's no different. This can be found in the DAF dealership. And as you can see here, it is an MA3 504 Space, as known as the Maz. Basic buying it is 100,000, just about 101,000. It's a 4x2. Cabin is space, left-handed. Steering 360 horsepower, 1,775 Newton meters at 1,000 to 1,400 RPM. ZF Tronic transmission with an 800 by 400 liter fuel tank. To be honest, that sounds a lot like the truck that should be sitting here, but we shall see. Alright, it doesn't matter what garage we put this in. And I actually have to sell off just to keep things just to keep things you know. Oh. Well, let's just drive this one. Can't sell the truck I'm driving. Why? Oh, apparently I'm still on a job? Oh, I must have loaded, That's alright. We know how to fix this real quick. I must have loaded an older save by accident and still have the trailer attached. Alright. I forgot I did that, and of course that's what's keeping me, wait, okay. F7, F8, F6, there we go. Cancel job. There we go. Alright, that's done. Didn't read it right. So we sell that off, and first we look into see if we can do any upgrades. No. We can upgrade the engine, thank God, to a 510 horsepower, 2,500 Newton meters at 1,000 to 1,400 RPM. The other options are 410 and 460. The transmission, we can just get one with a retarder. Interiors, we just have the one. Stock color is all that's available. Oh, the steering wheel's through the floor as well. Now, mind you, I have no other mods on here that should be affecting that. So that should be interesting to see if that is actually part of an issue or not. You know, I have to be fair, that could be part of the Mulgrew. The streamline. I will go and check that out. We can change tires, basically. We could put different tires on it if we wanted. That's about it. Because, see, I didn't see that issue. I didn't see that issue when I watched the video. And just the mirrors, whatever. And the interior can't do nothing. So, very little in the terms of customization. Let's put it in. Let's just put it in drive. Let's just get out and take a look at it and see if there's still a steering wheel issue. If there is, I will go and look at my mods real quick and see if there's anything that could be causing that. I have like almost no mods on this, so there really shouldn't be. The view could be camera mod related, which if I have my camera mod on, I really should have it off. So, 2. Alright, steering wheel is not there. But, wow, it looks like it's an illusion. If you look at the side, the truck is actually on the ground. But if you look at it in the back, it looks like it's floating. But that is an illusion. Alright, I gotta see if I actually have my camera mod on. And I should do this off camera, I realize that, but this really shouldn't take more than a few moments. Shouldn't. And I believe it's under R, to be honest. Yeah, real life interior camera reduced vision. I honestly should not have that on, because that can mess with... I've been lucky so far that it hasn't messed with too many... it hasn't messed with the mods. It's actually given me a nice view. But I honestly should have it turned off. Because most people, when they make these mods, don't put them out with that. I had forgotten I had turned that on. Alright. Let's look at our freight market, where we are located. And we want the short route length. And this is going to go to 8, right? Oh, 527 or 423. We should just honestly go with the short one. Alright, this trailer's still in here because I still have the Mulgrew on. I haven't shut it off yet. I'm going to once this video's done. I usually sell the truck and then shut the mod off. I should sell the truck, shut the mod off, then turn the mod on ahead of time. I do things bass-ackwards sometimes. As much as I would like to haul the petrol, I think the dry milk is better suited. Alright. Let's, oops. Yeah, the interior view is a little bit different now. It's got an interesting start. Oh, we're not even rested yet. Brake is on. It's an interesting sound. So now we actually have to make sure that our... Stop that. We actually have to make sure that our delivery is still the delivery we want. And as you can see, it's actually changed. But it's still, we still get the same route length about at 434, and we're actually hauling dynamite. Should be more interesting. Alright, looks like we're going to need lights on. Oh, what am I... Damn it, I hit the wrong button. Well, it's fine. No, that is what I wanted, damn it. Stop that. I'm doing everything backwards today. Oh, great. Now I fucked up. Now we got 562, which honestly I don't like a run that long. I am so screwing this up, let me tell you. I'm tempted to start over. Am I back? Nah. We'll do one more rest. And hopefully we don't screw this up this time. 508. Alright, we'll do 508. I really should shut off that Mulgrew. But we're okay. The steering wheel is acting like it's bent. It's like it's got an imperfect pivot point. Alright. Interesting little... You see the directional's flashing black on the inside. And I actually don't have anything that should be messing with that. definitely an interesting sound. I can say that much. Makes me wonder how it's going to perform. On a long haul. It's going to be another one of those ones that there is a backup sound to it, but you can barely hear it inside. Yeah, that is loud. Oh, it's actually a pillow. It's a little sleeper bag. Huh. It looks alright on the outside. I gotta say that much. Let's get it rolling, I guess. Even with a retarder transmission, though, you don't hear a retarder. You know, I gotta mention this about a lot of mod makers. I appreciate putting in the GPS. I understand what you're going for, but if you're not going to have easily accessible ways, well, there's a glitch. Apparently the dashboard is now part of the gas pedal as well. See that? Oh well, you don't really look down that way anyway, so I'm not going to let that bother me. Yeah. We are not getting lucky on these lights. But as I was saying, I appreciate putting the GPS in the truck, but if you're not going to have an easy way to track like what gear you're in and your fuel and all that, then better off you just don't put it in. Interesting, you can hear the turbo a little bit better on the outside of the truck than on the inside. Should be on this side. It looks like it runs okay. Again, you get that optical illusion that the truck is actually floating, but it's not. That's just shadowing. Now, a lot of you may sit and say, well, it's unrealistic that the truck sounds so much louder in the interior than it does in the exterior. Not true. And I'm here to tell you, not true. And I'll explain why once I get around this corner. Oops. The horn sounds really quiet for it as well. Interesting. But as I was saying, the truth about older vehicles, maybe like this, would be the same as the old Subaru I used to own. Almost looks like a dead pixel in the center of my screen. Can you see it? Just right where that black car passed? It's staying like right in the middle of my vision. It looks like a dead pixel. I don't know if that's monitor related, or I don't have it in any other game, so I'm going to assume that's actually I'm supposed to go this way. Sorry. I'm going to assume that's mod related, considering that this mod does have other graphical glitches. But as I was going to say, I used to own this old Subaru, 1970 something. It was one of the first Subarus ever produced in America, if not at all. I mean, I don't know how long Subaru's been around. And it was very typical old Subaru. It was a very reliable vehicle. Boxy, very basic. 4-cylinder engine, orange in color. Wow, I was actually up there in speed. Didn't even realize it. But yeah, orange in color, boxy, 5-speed, with a 4-wheel drive, manual switch. You pull the lever down and you were in 4-wheel drive, and then you pop the lever out and you were in drive. Standing outside the car, it was very quiet. Sounded like any other car you would drive. Excuse me a sec. Now see, that pixel isn't here, but it is there. So that has got to be mod related. Wow, this truck actually gets up to speed. It's deceptive, really. I'm not realizing I'm going 108 kilometers. We'll run it at 105. As I was saying, with Mode Super, yeah, extremely quiet on the outside. Like any other car, ran very quiet. You got on the inside, you would swear you didn't have your muffler or your converter. You'd swear you didn't. It was so loud. I actually got in and out of the car the first few times, wondering what the hell was wrong when I first got it, because it was so loud on the inside but so quiet on the outside. And this kind of goes into that whole thing, it's very loud on the inside but quieter on the outside. Very common, and part of the reason being is that the interior of the truck doesn't have insulation, doesn't have things to deaden sounds. And being a cab over, you are sitting over the engine. So you're hearing all that engine noise. Wow, that dead pixel looks like it's gotten bigger. You are hearing all that engine noise with nothing between you and it, except for some metal paneling. So it was not uncommon to hear, very loud engine on the interior, very quiet on the exterior. I'm like staring at that dead pixel, man. It's driving me nuts. I'm trying to pretend like it's a bug splat on the windshield. Speaking of which, wipers, at least they run. We don't know if they actually work or not. Won't know unless it rains. I guess with these mods, I should turn my rain probability up so I can test if the wipers work well or not. It's actually pretty quiet when you get up to speed. It's not bad at all. Alright, do we get a tip? Yep, we do. But we're able to save it relatively easily without hitting the bus. I'm amazed. I don't think we did. No, we're good. Alright, so she does have a roll threshold. You'd be surprised that some trucks don't. But keep in mind, we were going 105 when we did that. So that's not bad. And we were able to recover relatively easily. I don't always test for rolls, but on small trucks like this, 4x2s, I tend to test for it more often because they're supposed to have a low roll threshold in many cases, because you don't have the extra stability of the chassis. That's not to say other trucks won't roll and whatnot. It's just that, you know, you kind of know what to expect, you know? I expect a 6x2x4 to be more stable than a 4x2, and a 6x6 to be a little bit more stable than a 6x4x2. So forth and so on. We're making good time, to be honest, all things considered. Compared to the Comma 3, this is a much better drive. That's for sure. Pardon me. I swallowed wrong and I'm feeling the effects of it. Oh, I'm up there in speed again, aren't I? It looks nice on the outside. A little low res in texture. I know I don't run on the highest graphics while recording, but still. I feel like it's a little low res in the texture of the truck and the look of it. Still, I've seen worse. I've seen much worse. Oh, I must have accidentally killed the cruise control. Now see, now the dead pixel's smaller. I don't know. Is it game related? Is it? I don't know. I ain't never seen it till this mod, so I got no idea. Yeah, it's a little bit low in the res, for sure. Didn't mean to do that. Still, it looks a bit realistic in terms of like the way it's squatting with the trailer hooked up onto it. It looks like the back's pushed down and the front's pulled up a little bit, which would be very common for these older trucks. It looks like, now that I'm looking at it, the textures for the fuel tanks are missing. I didn't look at this earlier, but they're just black. Strange. I don't know if I saw that in the video or not. I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention. I mean, some of this, I suppose, could be caused by the Mulgrew mod, which I haven't turned off. But the reality is that this truck is bought at DAF, not Scania. So I don't know how that would be interfering. And the Mulgrew is the only trailer, it's the only mod that I have on that truly affects the game, unless it has something to do with the traffic mod, which it really shouldn't. It could be something in the game. It could be that I load this mod later. Normally I do. Normally I put the mods to load after everything else. This one I didn't. I just turned it on wherever it ended up. So that could be a problem, but I'm going to be honest with you, I doubt it. We're making really good time. We're already down to under 200 kilometers left. It's just a nice, sweet highway run. You know, there's not a lot for me to say right now. I've pretty much commented on the truck as much as I can. The interior looks a bit low res. The exterior looks low res. There is apparently a dead pixel in the windshield, which could be an issue. Those are lights on. That is not high beam. That's high beam. You know, the old saying goes, when the inner lane's moving faster than the mid and outer lane, something's wrong. Is this... Oh, it's a half bench. It's a 60-40 bench seat, it looks like. I really shouldn't look at it while around the corner. Yeah, you can see this bench seat, then you got a regular passenger seat over there. That's a nice touch. Fairly close now. Less than 100 kilometers to go by the time I finish talking. Oh, had to add on that little bit to make it true. There is a little bit of a slowdown. That's got to be miscoding. Yeah, I took that poorly, because I tried to do it on the outside. You know what it sounds like, if I'm to be honest with you? Because 2 files came with this truck. And this is honestly what it sounds like to me. It sounds like somebody, instead of putting the sound files in, gave you the option to use the sound file, but didn't make it so the sound file overrode the actual I'm not turning. Made it so that the sound file didn't actually overwrite or cancel out the noise of the basic truck sound. It sounds like to me that the basic truck sounds are playing behind the much louder sound file. That's what it sounds like to me. Which is why on the inside you can't hear it, but on the outside you can hear that turbo much clearer, which is why the backup sounds so quiet, which is why the jake brake sound is so quiet. It really sounds like the standard truck. It sounds like the standard truck noises are still there, and they're not fully being overwritten. Not much further to go now, obviously. We've only got about 65 kilometers left. We should be able to cover that distance relatively quickly in this truck. I will give it that credit. Using the basic in-game transmissions, it does allow the truck to haul, which really isn't bad at all. I mean, I don't mind it too much. It can be both a positive and a negative. Positive in the fact that the truck can actually get some speed going. You basically will know the transmission gears and how to use them and things like that. Negative because they're not true to the truck. Now, I have made the argument before that sometimes, sometimes being true to the truck is not always the best option in my personal opinion. That's not to say everyone feels that way. Just a lot of like textures missing. Looks like the speedometer textures are missing. Look, you get the dashboard down there. I don't even know if the needle's working on it. It's a shame, you know. This mod actually has a lot of potential as one of the probably oldest trucks to be modded into the game. One of the oldest looking. You can tell it's extremely basic, but the issues on the graphics, all the needles are missing graphics. You know, the fuel tank's missing graphics. The dashboard, being down there. It's too bad somebody can't fix this. Somebody might. The original creator might. Probably the worst thing you can do with a mod, it's also one of the best things that you should do, and that's passwording your mod, locking it so that other people can't change it or get into it and fix what's wrong with it. Because the good reason for passwording it, of course, is so that people don't go out and work over the mod to call it their own. Yeah? I was just wondering, it seems like the engine noise kind of stops at a certain point. It doesn't get any higher, even though it climbs higher. Yeah, there's another issue there. Once you kind of get to the red sound, the engine noise doesn't change anymore. It just stays. Which, of course, again, should not be true. It's a real shame. Yeah, but I was saying, you know, people will fix the mod and then call it their own. In reality, it's not. But on the other reason, when you put on a mod like this that has so much potential, you either fix it yourself or you leave it open so that other people can fix it and or modify it. And if somebody does go out there and say, you know, here's my truck, you can call them out on that and say, no, that's my truck, you just fix some of the bugs on it. I do like the fact that because it's a very small truck, it has a very short turning radius, making it easy for maneuvering. Unlike the Scania Long, not the Scania Long, Kenworth Long. That was pretty brutal. We are in reverse. Too steep an angle. This might work. Yeah, there we go. All right. Not a bad run. Not a bad run. All right. So, good and bad. Unfortunately, the bad list is probably going to outdistance the good list. The good list, it actually drives really well. It drives very, very nicely for the mod. It is true to the truck in terms of its looks, as far as I can tell. The tires, you know, the 5-point hubs, the mirrors, the cab, and all that. The engine sounds actually not bad. And is actually quite drivable. So overall, it's a decent drive. Bad. Take a look. Number one, it looks like it's low-res textures. A little bit more high-res in here, though. So it's not too bad, but still, it's not quite what I'm used to seeing. Number two, missing textures. Look at the fuel tanks. Look at the hookup. Look at the interior of it. Lots of just black areas where... quite honestly, it's just textures missing. And that cannot be an issue that I have, because I don't have any mods that should be affecting that at all, except for maybe the Mulgrew. So I'll give it the fact that there's an outside chance that there could be an issue, but I really doubt it. And of course, you get the steering wheel into the ground when you're not driving. I like the fact that you can only go up to 500 horsepower engine, because these trucks obviously weren't very powerful in terms of being first trucks. Man, that dead pixel was driving me nuts, and you all have seen all my other videos. There's no dead pixel. There's absolutely no dead pixel in any of my other videos. Man, I don't know what else to say. It's like the sound file's not quite there. It uses the basic... It uses the basic, like, fuel and all that of the DAF truck. There's no way this truck toted 800 liters plus 400 liters of fuel. All right, there's just no way. Basic engines, basic transmissions. Overall, I can only rate this truck about good. I would give it a 5. As it stands, even with the steering wheel issue when you're not on the road, I'd give it a 5 because it is drivable, because it is a good drive, and it was actually fun to drive once you learn to ignore the graphics issues. The graphics issues a problem for more people, then it's a 4 at best, maybe even lower. If the graphic issues are fixed, if the graphic issues are dealt with, and the textures are put in and things like that, this could easily be a 7 or even an 8. So hopefully the creator will continue to work on this, or somebody else will pick it up and continue to improve the truck. Again, this could be an issue with how I have it sitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move the mod. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to sell the truck. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to move the mod by renaming it, and I'm going to rebuy the truck, and I'll see what it is. So hang in with me just for a few moments while I go and deal. And we're back. I have moved the mod to make sure it loads after everything else is loaded. I also turned off the Mulgrew. And as you can see, I sold the truck and repurchased, and as you can see, the problems are still here. The steering wheel, the missing textures on the interior. It even looks like the steering wheel is a missing texture when outside. So we're going to assume the interior graphics problems are the same as well. So all that being said, quite honestly, the highest I could possibly rate it right now is a 5, and to be honest, it's probably even a 4. You don't look and you don't see a lot of the graphics issues when driving. I can't strongly recommend it, but all I can say is, for sure, for everybody, is to go try it for yourself. Maybe you like it, maybe you won't. Either way, that's my take on it. 4, maybe a 5, depending on how you feel about it. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this, folks, as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. If you could leave a comment, rate, and subscribe down below, that would be fabulous. But until then, this is going to be One Big Bugger signing out, and I will see you on the road.